Well, hello, beauties. How are you? Well, today I'm so excited. You are not going to want to miss this video because I have Mathias4makeup here on my channel. I know you guys, or most of you guys already know him because he is a huge YouTuber. He has over 100,000, 175,000 subscribers. He's an amazing makeup artist from Los Angeles. He is iconic, and I'm going to be asking him a lot of questions today because he's been around a long time. He's been a YouTuber a long time. He does Zoom classes and he does tutorials. And so I want to ask you a lot about that today, Mathias, because there's so many women that would want to know what you do. So let's get started. Tell me, how did you get your start in the beauty industry?
Oh, Don.
Makeup art.
We got to keep this short. It's such a long story, but thank you so much for having me on, first and foremost. I was a theater kid. I wanted to be an actor and a dancer, and I took classes and all that stuff. I didn't have a great singing voice. Otherwise, I would have ended up in New York, and maybe we would have met in real life sometime in New York. But I stayed in LA. I wanted to start auditioning and doing all that stuff. But, you know, shortly, right before high school ended, I had come out of the closet by that point. I fell into this drag queen community. My friends were like, you should do drag. You would be fabulous as a woman. And I was like, well, I don't know how that works. And so they were like putting a wig on me, doing my makeup. And I fell in love with the character that I could create on stage, lip syncing to other people's songs, living out my MTV fantasies from a kid, right? So then through doing drag, I had to learn how to do makeup. I had to learn how to do my own makeup. I had a makeup artist named Neil Robison who worked for Mac at the time. He came over and did my makeup every Sunday for the show that I did for 3 months. I sat in front of a mirror, watched him do every single thing on me and was asking him questions. Well, why are you using that brush? And what are you doing to my cheek right there? And oh my gosh, you could do that to my eyebrow? So like I had this like little makeup school, this makeup class, this private makeup mentor as I was a young teenage drag queen. And I got the bug for doing makeup. I was like, oh, I really like doing makeup. I started practicing on myself. I like the art of it. And I thought to myself, well, I don't want to go on auditions. I really don't want to be an actor. That's like such a hustle. That's like up and down. You never know where your paycheck's coming from, as I'm sure you understand, being an ex-model.
Oh, yeah, I understand that very well.
So I somehow thought that if I followed the path of Kevin Aucoin in the 90s, who was my makeup inspiration, my icon of the 90s, bought all his books. I thought, well, if I go on that path, I can be guaranteed the life of Kevin Aucoin. I can still work in the entertainment industry, but I won't be on camera. I'll be working with all the amazing music video singers and all the actresses at the Grammys and the Oscars. So that was the path I wanted to choose. Little did I know that 25 years later, it's still like there's no guarantees in life. Your career goes up, it goes down. You have clients for 3-4 years, then they all of a sudden they get kicked off their show, then they're not calling you anymore. So it's like nothing's guaranteed. But what I did, you know, and I've done a lot of things. I've done music videos with like Britney Spears and Pink and No Doubt. And then I went on and I did editorials and fashion stuff. And then I really wanted to work in front of the camera. So I had the chance to work for the Style Network as an on-camera beauty expert. And then I did some stuff with Hallmark Channel recently in the last 2 or 3 years. And 8 years ago, I was like, you know what? I want to get on YouTube. I want to be able to produce my own content, teach my own tips and tricks, reach a wider audience. So like you, taught myself how to create a YouTube channel. And like you, and I love that we're talking about this, like you, we both grew up in the industry. So we both worked with producers and directors and writers and sound guys and lighting guys. And we kind of saw how the whole behind the scenes worked. So being a YouTube content creator, it's kind of like, well, I can do this on a smaller scale in my studio, and I can have my own voice, and I can write my own script, and I can teach whatever I want to teach. So that's kind of like where my YouTube career came out of. It's kind of like, well, I was in the industry forever. I wanted to do my own stuff, and I set out to really be an all-inclusive makeup artist on YouTube because I don't really see a lot of professional makeup artists on YouTube. I see a ton of people who like doing their own makeup, talking
Yes.
to you about what they bought at Sephora or what's on sale at the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty or whatever, and that's fine, and I enjoy them, but there's not really people teaching a lot of like professional tips and tricks, right? So I try to incorporate women of all ages, all nationalities, all skin tones, no matter what size. I work with real women. Women come to me for private VIP seminars here in Hollywood, or when I go to Chicago or Austin, I film a video for them while I'm doing their tutorial. That is part of their package. And then I ask each of my clients, can I use a little bit of this video tutorial for my YouTube channel? And the ones who say, sure, I'm not shy, I found you on YouTube, so you can put me on your YouTube channel. So then I'll have like a 10-minute video about how I perfected this woman's brows, or how I contoured and highlighted this woman that I met in Austin. So I have real women on my channel. I don't just work with models and actresses, and that's what I love about my channel, is that it's really showcasing how to be empowered by your own beauty techniques in real life situations.
Absolutely. And I love what you said, that, you know, there's a lot of YouTubers out there who like to play with makeup, but they're not real artists. They're not the real deal, that has been trained and the experience and has worked with, you know, many, many people and many faces. And because each face is a different palette.
And you learn something new from each face you work on.
Right, right.
You know?
And the fact also, you know, women, when they age, their face changes.
Oh,
so
yeah.
my face at 20 is completely different now that I'm 50. So
I wouldn't say completely different, Dawn. I'd say slightly different, because you do not look 50 something.
You're so kind, but you know, your face changes. And so a real makeup artist would know how to enhance that and make you still feel and look beautiful.
Yeah.
And so that's why I appreciate makeup artists like you. And I'd love to know a little bit more about, you know, like just some of your favorite like tips and tricks over the years. And, you know, and do you believe, like I do, that women get more interesting as they get, each year they get older, that there's no expiration date on beauty, that beauty is ageless, that beauty is something that's an inside job, something that you feel inside, and that you need to bring it out, like you need to emerge.
Well, I truly, truly, truly believe that there is the opportunity to grow better with age. However, it's not always the case with every single person on this planet, because life can be very difficult, right? And we talked about this on my Motivational Monday episode over on my channel. We talked about how women 40, 50, 60, sometimes some women in our society get bogged down with the stress and life and people leaving them, or family members stressing them out. And so life can be very difficult for women. They have a big responsibility in their
even
family.
coronavirus has freaked us all out completely. Yeah. It's life, their challenges at you.
Challenges.
And it's how you deal with it. Right.
Exactly. And not everyone deals with challenge in the same way. Some people know how to pick themselves up and buy self-help books, or listen to audio tapes, or take up meditation or yoga or whatever it is that's going to help you grow through those challenges. And those are the women that get better with age. But I know, and this is not a dig on women, men too. I mean, there are men who go through midlife crises and do crazy things that, you know, because they don't know how to deal with the stress of life. So it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, life can be difficult. And I try to help women understand that makeup is an art form. And when I teach you how to perfect your eyeliner, or how to apply foundation, or how to color match, I'm trying to get you to understand that once you have these tips and these techniques, you're going to feel empowered when you go online to buy something new, because you're going to have somebody like me that's going to mentor you through this almost makeup school process. So I do want to help women get better with age. And a lot of women who get frustrated because they've never gone to makeup school, they've never been a model like you who sat in a chair and been able to ask freely to their makeup artist, what are you doing and how do you do that? And I mean, you've learned a lot of tips and tricks over the years from working with people like me, that a lot of women who live all across the world have never had that opportunity, right? So they go to YouTube and they watch creators who are good at doing their own makeup, but that's not necessarily the same as you learning how to do your own makeup, which is why I offer private one-on-ones. You know, it's one thing to watch Gallagher and love Don Gallagher's channel. I'm just using you as an example. You know, watch your channel and be like, oh, I love the way she does that, and I love the way she does that. But I could show you 36 pictures of people I've worked with hooded eyes, saggy jowls. The things that you can teach them are not going to work on them because they have different face structures than you. You know what I mean? And that goes for all YouTube content creators. They're not teaching you specifically for your own face. And you're never going to learn how to do that on your own unless you have like a one-on-one, or you find a really good makeup artist that you can hire in your city or town who's going to go through those sessions with you.
Absolutely. So, Mathias, I want to know, and also I'm sure all my viewers that are watching right now, tell us your 3 top tips of all time that you would give to women.
For mature women especially, because that's who I really love to work with, right? Because, you know, you were a model at 18, 19. I love working with models, but they don't need any of my advice. They could put on chapstick and mascara and look amazing, right? So it's so true, right? So I find that like when I work with women over 40, it's really about finding their inner beauty and bringing it to the surface. And I know now that I'm entering my 40s, and I've been an ex-drag queen when I was 17, that how I have to do my own makeup for, like, let's say Halloween, or for a YouTube video where I want to get creative, it's different than when I did my makeup when I was 18. My skin is drier. The fine lines are showing up more, you know. So I know personally, even as a male makeup artist, the struggle of applying my own makeup because I have done it on myself. So I think the 3 things that I've noticed on myself and for all of my clients, you really need to curl your eyelashes and apply 2 coats of mascara. I think a lot of women go right to the mascara, and they have lashes that are going straight. So there's no lift in their eyelashes. And even my lashes, as I've gotten older, I've noticed, and tell me if you've noticed this too, but you wake up and your eyes are puffier than they ever were in your 20s. And it's either, you know, we've lived on this planet for so long, so we've taken in all the smog. You and I live in big cities, so, you know, we're breathing a lot of stuff that people in the Midwest, where they can see the stars, which we can't see in our big cities, you know, they're maybe not taking in as much of that. But I always think that, like, you know, we live in big cities, we're taking in all this smog. My eyes are always irritated, especially during flu season or allergy season. So I feel like if I curl my eyelashes and then put mascara on, my eyes look 10 years younger because my eyelashes are now lifted up. Whereas if you don't use an eyelash curler, you're just putting, you know, black straight spider legs on, and that's like, not really, yeah, it's just terrible. So that's my favorite, really, 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 just 10 years off, man. I'm telling you, eyelash curler. Another one that I really think is important, because I've seen this firsthand. I have a little bit started to have thinning eyebrows as I'm entering my 40s. This is a lot of powder and smoke and mirrors right here. because, you know, as I've gotten older and I've seen women get older, especially my mom who's 74 and she's on my channel all the time. She's my favorite model to work on. I've seen her age, and her hair on her eyebrows has completely stopped growing, right? She doesn't even shave her legs anymore. You know, I mean, as women get older, the hair is just not growing in the places it once was. And especially in the eyebrows, you have amazing eyebrows. You shared a tip on my channel on my Motivational Monday episode about your favorite brow gel. And I didn't interrupt you because I knew we were going to do this episode on your channel, but not a lot of women in their 50s and 60s have as much beautiful brow hair as you do. So what I find is that you really have to have a good eyebrow pencil or a good angled brow brush, and really have to learn how to create the arch and almost create a thicker brow than you naturally have, because I've worked with women who like overplucked in the 70s or the early 80s, and it's never grown back. And so now that the brow, it's just never grown back. It's totally gone. And so if you're only drawing in that little tiny, you know, strip of hair, you're going to look like you've had those brows since the 70s. So I find that, like, when I teach a woman how to really, like, almost like double the size of her brow, it gives the illusion, which in my opinion, makeup is an illusion. You can use it or not use it. It's totally up to you. But I find that makeup can be an illusion that gives you the idea, the look of a thicker brow, which then tells women or men or people or coworkers, oh, look at how young and youthful she looks. They're not noticing that you've doubled up your brow with brow pencil. They're just seeing you as like this woman with thicker brows, when normally you think of your grandma and your old aunties with really fine, thin little gray-haired brows. So it's almost like a trick of the eye. That's my opinion. And the third one is a kind of a controversial opinion. I have a video on my channel called How to Do Makeup for Women Over 60. I just named this Mother of the Bride makeup I did about 6 years ago, How to Do Makeup for Women Over 60. But it wasn't the only way that I would do makeup for women over 60. It's just the title of my video. Anyway, it's gone on almost 5 million views. But in that video, I explained that this very fair 62-year-old woman with like a gray bob, I explained in that video that I'm going to use a foundation that's like one shade deeper than her natural skin tone, because she's going to be in photos, she's going to be in a video. Plus, I wanted to give her the illusion that she had a little bit more life in her skin, because I find that generally speaking, not all, because everyone is unique, but generally speaking, women, as they retire and stop going to work and staying home, sitting in their little rocking chairs, they're not going outside, they're not going on vacation, they're not getting vitamin D, so their skin starts to get a little sallow. I know my mom's skin has gotten very sallow over the years. And so when I do her makeup, I will put a foundation that's not a color match foundation, but almost like 1 or 2 shades deeper. I just make sure that I bring the foundation all the way down the neck to match whatever blouse she's wearing, because it gives the illusion, there it is, back to an illusion, it gives the illusion that she does still vacation. She does go outdoors and run errands, and she's living this wonderful life, even though she's not. She's retired and in her 70s. So I know it's a controversial thing to do, and not everyone agrees with it, but that's my last little trick. It's like, don't fret so much about trying to color match. If you feel like you just want to have a little more life in your skin, either, you know, put a little extra bronzer on, or try a foundation that's not too heavy, but it's going to warm up your complexion a little more. And you know, from being a model, maybe put some on your arms. If you've got some age spots or sun damage, I mean, put some on your arms, put some on the back of your hands. I worked with Larry King once. God bless him. He came into a show that I worked on where it was like a talk show, and they said, you're going to touch up Larry King today. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to meet Larry King. So Larry King comes in with his publicist, no makeup on, 85 or 86 years old, and age spots all over his face, all over his hands. And I said to him, because I like to ask, I want to know how comfortable a person's going to be in makeup, especially men. I never know how much makeup they're going to be comfortable in. And I said, Mr. King, how would you like me to get you ready for today's show? Would you like liquid foundation or just a little powder on your forehead? He said, son, I'm 84 years old. I need you to cover these up, hands, forehead, everything, full coverage. And I went, that is a pro. That's somebody who, even as a man, you know, knows how he needs to present himself on camera, you know? So
He gets it.
yeah, he gets it. He gets it. So I'm not saying everyone needs to do that, but you know, it's all magic and illusion. That's what I love about makeup. You can be whoever you want to be, thanks to the art of makeup.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, I just want to say it's just such an honor and pleasure to have you on my show. Again, I'm a big fan. And I know you've worked so hard and you're a real pro. If you guys out there have enjoyed this video, please like and comment. There will be links below to Mathias4makup's YouTube channel. So I want you guys to follow him. He is, as you can see, he's awesome. He's kind. What a talent. What a gem. We're lucky. We're blessed to have you in this world, Mathias.
Oh,
thank you so much. Yeah,
I can't
thank you so much.
I can't wait to meet you in person. I want to come to New York in 2021. I'm hoping I can make that happen. So when I do plan that trip, we'll have to get together.
Right, absolutely, in person. But let's do more YouTube videos together. I think we share a lot of the same philosophy and love for all women. And, you know, of course, we don't want to exclude men, but
yeah, no, I
this
totally
is so about women.
Yes, it's been so wonderful working with you today. I want to do a lesson with you one-on-one through Zoom, and that should be coming out on our YouTube channel in a few weeks. Also, I would love to do a live Facebook stream over on my Facebook community called Find Your Beauty Over 30, where we want all of our members to be interactive, and I would love to do a live stream with you and introduce you to my Facebook community. And if anyone out there wants to book a one-on-one with me or find out more information about my private video tutoring sessions, you can go to Mathias4makeup.com, and Dawn will put all the links down below.
They'll all be below. Please comment. If you liked what we shared today, please give us a like, a thumbs up. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.